aren't you waiting?
Hello, people. How's it going? This is the part where I ask for confirmation that you can, hear us and stuff. Because I have only done these like correctly once in a while. How about this? What is going on here?
Why are you flashing?
Am I flashing? That's not cool.
That's not good at all. Why is it doing that?
Am I flashing? Can you hear me? Is there an issue? 1 second. Let's see what's going on.
Nope, it's doing something.
Definitely
weird.
flashing.
That's very cool.
Cool. Well then.
Reload. Nope.
Oh.
Yes. No.
Nope. Can someone type something if you hear us or there's an issue or something? Because I think there's an issue going on.
I don't know. Try again.
Oh, sound is fine. Is the screen flashing, Joshua? Because on my end, when I'm trying to watch this on my screen to test it, it's just completely flashing.
Money says yes. I can hear you.
No issue at all. Okay, cool. On our screen, for some weird reason, it is just completely flashing on the sidebar. I don't know why, but either way, cool. Yeah, so what I do when I start this off, when I start the live streams, I usually have, I have the live stream interface on here. And then on my other screen over here, what I do is I throw on the actual video to test and check things. For some reason, I can't get this video to work without flashing. So I'm going to go ahead and try to completely reset. Let's see if I do that. If I go here, I just like to be able to check what's going on the other side to see. And now it's working. Nope.
You said that too soon.
Now something is so weird over there. Cool. In any case, I will ignore the fact that my YouTube is not working, and hopefully your YouTube is working, which is good enough for us. So let's see what's going on. Joshua, how's it going? First of all, and then Moneybee and Raquel and Marco and Joshua and Veldorak and Babes and Board Games. How's it going this morning to all of you so far? Cool. So let's talk about things. So first of all, hi.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going.
This is Rina here. Yeah, good over here. Pretend it's not happening. I'm gonna have to pretend it's not happening because this is the most bizarrely confusing thing. I don't know why in the world it would be an issue for me. Although I do have to wonder to a certain extent whether there's a small subset of people who can't interface and they can't interact either. So who really knows? But I will let that be tomorrow's problem. Today's problem is there's no problem today. There's no problem.
It's raining.
Cool. It's raining. It is raining. Oh my gosh, it's raining. It's pouring over here.
It's pouring.
Yeah. You sound very quiet, by the way. You're being very quiet.
Quiet?
Yeah. You're just going, it's pouring.
It is pouring. It's raining. It's pouring. It's cold. I want warm weather. Good morning,
Jonathan. So what is going on? So first of all, general Q&A rules as follows. Same as it always has been, which is there are no rules. Ask any questions about whatever's going on. You can ask about The Witcher. You can ask Rina things. You can ask me things. Whatever it is that's going on. This is just the same usual video. It's just been a long time since the last one.
The last one we did together was...
Well, the last one we did together was a while ago.
No, we had the failed one.
What was the failed one?
We were going to try to build the Calyx shelves.
Oh, that was messed up.
And that was a disastrous.
Yeah, we tried.
Mess.
We briefly. It's actually one of the only videos I've ever deleted on the channel. It was that bad. But it was a Q&A where we're like, hey, we're going to build a Calyx shelf together. And we started the process and then realized that it was we only had one of the two boxes. So
we didn't have all the pieces.
Kind of shut that one down pretty quickly. Veldorak, I'm super hyped about Feed the Kraken. Since you reviewed it, are you guys still hyped? So you haven't played Feed the Kraken.
I haven't played Feed the Kraken.
That being said, she would not like it. She probably would not like it. Do you know what it was?
Was it what type of game was it?
A hidden roll.
Oh no.
Yeah, Rina does not like hidden roll games. I don't do
hidden roll games. I'm happy you played it, and I'm happy. I think you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm still hyped about it. I really enjoyed it. To me, it wasn't like using my rating system. It's not a 5 out of 5. It's a 4 out of 5. I really liked it, but it's also a longer social deduction game. I really enjoyed both the components, the art, the presentation, as well as the general gameplay aspect of it. So I'm still excited for it. I just haven't played it in a while because that's the way prototypes go, and I have to send out my prototype. All right, Mateus, or something along those lines. Hello from Poland. Thank you for review gameplay of The Witcher. It was really awesome to see it on your channel. Absolutely. The Witcher is, again, you haven't played?
I have not played The Witcher.
Yes. So The Witcher is, there's a bunch of games that, Rina plays a lot of prototypes with me. but a lot of prototypes she does not just as much. And The Witcher is a lot of fun. I really enjoy The Witcher. I'm excited to see the Kickstarter and all the stuff that they're doing, because all the stuff they're doing is basically all the stuff I wanted. More cards, more variability for the monsters, more complexity for the actual combat cards, lots of fun stuff. I think you would like The Witcher, but I'm not certain, because it does have a narrative small aspect where you read cards and make choices. Well, imagine this.
Go either way.
Because it's The Witcher. So you like The Witcher.
I do.
We just restarted watching The Witcher.
It's good.
So imagine
It's
this.
good. Yeah.
Okay. You're done with your turn and you say, I'm going to have an encounter outside the city. Okay. And you draw a card. And I pick up the card. I'm saying, you walk into a bar. An old man turns to you and spits. We don't need your filth here, Witcher. Do you A, ignore him and walk into the bar, or B, punch him in the face and teach him a lesson?
You have friends you can play this game with.
What? It's The Witcher. You don't want that choice?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I may or may not try to get it to play it. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, but you could ignore that aspect. It's not a full story. It has choices, and then depending on what happens, you get a result. Okay.
There's a whole bunch though.
Yeah, I'm scrolling back up. Okay. We have looking forward to Core Quest. Good morning, you two. Okay, here we go. 1 second. I'm backed up. D Narcotic. Good morning, you two. How many hours do you put in a week towards creating content? I mean, you less so. You show up on like 1 video a week, maybe something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So I probably put in terms. It depends what you count as creating content. There's the filming the videos. There's loading the videos. There's editing the videos. Like for instance, just this live stream, I was like prepping the thumbnail, getting everything to go for 10, 15 minutes before the video. I would say with the actual filming of videos is going to be, well, I mean, whatever time you see on the channel plus a little bit, but it's probably in the range of 15, 20 hours a week. Maybe. You think it's more or less? 15, 20 hours, half a work week. It's probably somewhere in that range, 15, 20 hours a week.
I could start timing you.
That would be hard. It's so interspersed throughout the day. Okay, McCluskey, looking forward to Core Quest. How is designing your scenario? Any hints? So basically, I had Ricky come up with the general concept, and then I wrote the outline after she came up with the concept, and then she and I edited it together, going over what she liked, didn't like, any of that stuff. And she came up with the general concept of a hedgehog that stuns you. Okay, that was the general concept.
It's a hedgecorn.
It's a hedgecorn, yes. But that's the general concept we'll go for, and you'll have to wait to see the final scenario. Mateus, hello from Poland. We got to cover that. Alexander, when is Rina starting her own gaming group?
Oh.
Gaming group or gaming channel? I mean, gaming group. What?
Gaming group?
You don't really have a game group.
I don't have a game group.
You have friends you play with.
I do.
Which is, I mean, friends you play with and game group. It's a small nuance difference between the two of them. Okay, so we have that over there. We have, sorry, this chats keep scrolling. We have Brandon. Hi, Alex, longtime listener. What part of Merchants of the Dark Road are you looking forward to the most? So Merchants of the Dark Road is one I think you will like. It's a more Euro game. It is beautiful looking, like absolutely beautiful looking. I'll have to pull it up for you at some point. Yeah. But Merchants of the Dark Road, what part am I most looking forward to? So there were a lot of aspects that pulled me in about Merchants of the Dark Road. To begin with, the art is gorgeous, the production is gorgeous, the cards, the powers, abilities, the rondel aspect of the gameplay. See, you like rondels too.
I do like
rondels are fun. I like rondels a lot, and there was no singular aspect that pulled me in. It was the full package, plus the fact that it's from Elf Creek. Elf Creek made Honey Buzz.
Oh, I like Honey Buzz.
Yeah, they have nice components in that one too. So that's going to be that. Casey, good morning from Seattle. Good morning, Casey. Steven, I have a gift card for Amazon, so I'm looking for a game to buy. My game group loves co-op games. Any suggestion? Steven, that is a loaded question with so many possible answers. What's a good co-op game you recommend?
I don't know. There's so many.
Cthulhu Death May Die. Enjoy.
Oh, that's a great game. I really like that game.
Cthulhu Death May Die is a great game. That being said, definitely look at a review before you get that one. That's not like everyone's gonna love it. Although it's an intense game. It's a lot going on, but it's a lot of fun. Cody Sims, good morning. Alex, are you excited for the newly announced Thanos campaign expansion for Marvel Champions? No.
You're not?
No.
Why?
Because I have a lot of Marvel Champions content that I haven't gotten to. Will I be getting it? Absolutely, I will. Am I excited for it? It's hard to be excited for more campaign content when I haven't dived into the last campaign content yet. Okay. I will get it because I like all the cards and stuff and whatever. Okay, Rami, kudos on getting involved in resolving the mess, and that Sweet Mess became, I think, is very sweet to help solve that mess. So Sweet Mess, for context, is a campaign Kickstarter that is a Kickstarter campaign that basically fell apart. It was one of those few campaigns that looked like it's one of those campaigns that had I covered Kickstarters at the time, I would not have seen any red flags to warn you about. I would have thought it was totally fine. I would have said, yes, it holds its value. I don't know if I would have said it holds its value. I'd have to look at the campaign, but I wouldn't have been scared off by it. It looked professionally done. It looked well done. But then there were lots of management issues around it. Now, Endless Winter, Fantasia Games, stepped in to basically help take it on and basically absorb some of the costs, other aspects of that as well. And kudos to them for that. I haven't been involved past just talking about it. I would say thank Endless Winter, thank Fantasia Games. They are the ones who are doing a lot more there. Okay. Then we have.
If you had to pick one, ISS Vanguard or Destinies.
So the short answer is quick answer, actually. The quick answer is going to be Destinies, easily. Now, if you ask me which one's better, that's a harder question. So ISS Vanguard or Destinies, I would consider them both my two favorite narrative games from all the narrative games I've played. ISS Vanguard is much more complex, much more in-depth, and much more lasting in the decisions you make. I think it will give you a more immersive experience. Also, campaign game that will take you 10, 20, 30 hours to play. So as much as I like it, as much as I'm looking forward to it, if I have to only pick one, I would pick the more accessible game over the longer game. And you would pick?
Neither.
Exactly. Rina really does not like campaign games.
What did you just do?
You just pulled up a different tab.
What?
Okay, so it
You want to
looks.
see if it's still flashing?
Yeah, it looks like we still just bizarre.
It's so
Absolutely
flashing.
bizarre. I wonder if
Wow.
it's an incognito. Just still checking the flashing window and seeing if it's an incognito tab issue. But I don't know if that will make a difference. It looks like pulling it up in incognito works. Cool.
That is very weird. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Josh Gunnar. Hi, guys. What do you think the Monster Trail expansion, The Witcher, will alleviate the sameness in the monster fights? Absolutely, I do. So, Josh, where we find
I
your...
know they had monster fights.
Well, it does have monster fights. The narrative is just one small aspect of the game.
Fine.
Okay. It
I will try
has deck building. It
Okay.
has walking around the board. It
Okay.
has all these other aspects of the game. The narrative is a small, tiny aspect. So...
Fine. I will.
The Monster Trail expansion was something that Lukash announced very early on. Basically, all of the reviewers who played it kind of talked about how they want the monsters to feel different. I don't actually listen to all because I didn't watch everyone, but I know Before You Play, King of Average, myself, Quacklope, we all wanted the monsters to feel like different monsters as opposed to right now they just felt like the same exact monster. So to that end, I believe they knew that and they had that plan. They want the game to be accessible to people while also giving people that depth. So they have the Monster Trail expansion, which will allow the monsters to feel different and allow a degree of tracking to it, which will be helpful. So overall, yeah, basically I'm excited about the Monster Trail expansion. I think it will 100% fix the issues I had with the monsters, and I'm looking forward to it. Okay, we have Veldurak. We have, first of all, Jim B. Thanks for the super chat. If you have any questions, by the way, I'll answer them all. I usually do. Veldurak, it was you guys in Crackle that influenced you to back Super Fantasy Brawl. For a newbie looking to establish dominance once my copy arrives, what are some starter tips for victory?
Well, don't mix all of the trophy cards together.
Oh, that's a small sub aspect. Basically, if you backed the full on in as opposed to retail, you might have 22 cards for trophy cards. You don't want 22. You want 11 distinct trophy cards. Those 11 are going to be the ones that you work with. So 11 cards. Otherwise, you have duplicates. You do not want duplicates.
Go for the trophies.
Go for the trophies.
Go for the trophies as opposed to pushing your the fights. I beat you twice by just purely going for trophies. Yeah,
don't worry too much about winning people in combat. That is a big factor as well, but you can get a lot more points a lot quicker by trophies as opposed to winning combat. So that would be one aspect. Anything else? By the way, I think actually, if you go to, speaking of Quacklope, if you go to Quacklope, his channel, I think he has a video of 5 tips for being better at Super Fantasy Brawl. So yeah, not getting lost in the trophy is going to be a big one. Chaining your cards is going to be a big one. Not being afraid to prep your hand properly, to plan ahead so you can get a good solid turn. Especially because the trophies are such an impactful part of the game, having the perfect turn can be better than having 2 or 3 good turns. Because the perfect turn can set you up to start your next turn and win a trophy or 2 trophies or whatever it is. So it's a lot of planning, and it's a lot more about the trophies and positioning than it is about any individual combat. Danellis, the books felt weird to read. I don't know if it's because of the translation, but there's something that didn't feel right while reading it. I assume you're referring to The Witcher. I haven't. Have you read The Witcher books?
You read the comic.
I read the comic.
The graphic novel.
I read the graphic
version,
novel,
which was much easier to read than the original book. Because we tried listening to the book, and that was a little bit hard for us to read.
Oh yeah, I don't like listening to books. I like reading books. I need to read the books. I don't have time right now. I read less than I used to because all the games, the content creation, still my day job, all that aspect. So I don't read as much as I'd like to. I used to read a ton. I hope to read again one day. We'll see. Okay. Josh Demsek, who do you think you will end up playing ISS Vanguard with? My assumption, honestly, is solo. I think most of my gameplay of ISS Vanguard, like Either Fields, like what else have I played? Why do I feel is another Awakened Realms game that I've played?
I don't know.
No, it's ISS Vanguard. I haven't played Thunder Grail yet, but most of my like Seventh Continent, most of my larger games are going to fall in the category of playing them solo if they're narrative based. I'd love to play them with somebody else, but Rina doesn't love them, and by that I mean she doesn't like them. And to that end, I think that my game group's not good. We'd rather play other games. So like if Jesse lived here, I'd play them with him. But without Jesse being here, it's basically going to be primarily me playing them solo because I want to play them quickly and I don't have a regular group for them. No. Okay, we have Josh. Nope, that's that one. Sandeep. Guess the badly explained Guess the badly explained board game. Religious missionaries trying to exorcise the land and inhabitants possessed by ghosts. Is that ghost stories? No. Religious missionaries trying to exorcise the land and inhabitants possessed by ghosts.
That not Destinies?
No. I do think badly explained board games is a fun concept. Like pick a game that's really popular and then horribly explain it. Religious missionaries trying to exorcise the land and inhabitants possessed by ghosts. I don't know.
Spirit Island.
Nope. It doesn't fit Spirit Island. I'm curious what that is. Okay, Andy Herman. Good morning. I shorted too many bones. What are your favorite expansions? Gear locks. Ooh, that's a hard one to answer because I haven't played with most of the gear locks. I've actually primarily played with like the ones from Undertow and a few others. I love Too Many Bones, but like many of the games that I have a lot of content for, I haven't gone through all the content of Too Many Bones. Not quite yet. No, nowhere near yet. Brandon After just got Kingdom Rush Switch in Time and Adventure Tactics or FLGS. Favorite part of both games. You have not played Adventure Tactics. You have played Kingdom Rush.
I was saying Kingdom Rush, the one with the
Yes, it is.
the thingies.
So yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite part of it?
I liked all of it.
I
like the different powers. I like powering up.
Yes.
I like the way that I powered up. I like the way that I had a lot of choices.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was luck based at all.
Yeah, it's a heavier game than I ever thought when I played Kingdom Rush. It's a lot of fun. I love the clearing polyominoes. I like a lot of aspects of it. I would say potentially my favorite part is actually the events from the sequel, Kingdom Rush Elements something. What's it called? The other one, whatever it's called. So I like the events a lot more than the portals. The portals destroy your towers. The events. I did
not like the portals.
Yes, the sequel gives you events instead of portals. So it's harder, and it's not harder. It's different.
Either way.
It goes, it's different, but it doesn't take away your portals, which I appreciate. Okay, we have, and then Adventure Tactics. My favorite part of Adventure Tactics is very simple. It's not the gameplay. It's the leveling up of your characters and choosing which direction you want to grow or develop your character. Okay, we have Brett. No, we have Nicholas. Thanks to you, I've started my collection and my passion for war games. Nicholas, enjoy the journey. It's expensive, but it's a lot of fun. Sean, I see Trick Shot behind you. Have you tried that one? Yes, I have played. Well, there, my finger's there, right there. Look at my finger.
Where?
There, Trick Shot. Okay.
Oh,
so Trick Shot. Trick Shot is one.
So cute.
Yes, it's a hockey game.
Oh, that's the one the kids were playing with
yes,
last week. Okay.
Yes. So I have played with Trick Shot. I've gotten one or two games. I got 2 games into it so far. I think I don't know if it's going to stay in my collection long term. I'm not sure. But I am enjoying it so far, and I think it is a solid implementation of a sports game, a hockey game. I like it a lot in terms of what it's doing. My question is really just the sameness, meaning it's one of those games that I'm happy I tried, absolutely, and it's not leaving just yet. Don't get me wrong, but it's one that I don't know if I'm not into sports or hockey. I like the theme of not the theme. I like the art. I like the mechanics. The theme doesn't do it for me. Overall, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm curious how it goes long term. I need more plays to decide, but it's a solid game, and for sure, if you like hockey, easy recommendation there. Joshua, which, if any, conventions are you both planning on going to? So,
I don't even know if anything's
we don't know yet. Gen Con, we're not going to. Gen Con's going to be on Yom Kippur.
Yep.
We're not going to that one. Origins, I think Origins is like a little after Gen Con. I have to look into that one. At some point, I'd like to go to a lot of conventions. I don't know exactly how that's going to plan out just scheduling wise, because either you're coming with me,
right,
in which case we have to have babysitters and figure out logistics there, or I'm abandoning you with the kids, in which case I'd rather not do that a lot. So we're going to have to figure out the balance. I'd love to go to all of them. Practically speaking, I don't know exactly which ones yet, how it plays out. But of course, I will announce it on the channel. If I'm like, oh, hey, I'll be at Origins. See you all there. I'll say something in one of my videos. Scott, maybe it's been mentioned before, but what's the thing that first drew you into board games? Why did you start the hobby? So this is one we have talked about before. So the very short version is going to be, the very short version of this is going to be that what was it we played?
Small World?
We played Small World and Stone Age.
And Stone Age.
Yeah.
And
no, there's 2. I think we played those 2, and we had already played Catan and Carcassonne and things like that. And
Pandemic.
we didn't know Pandemic we got after.
We did?
Yeah, we got Pandemic as part of our first batch of games. But yeah, so what's it called? Oh, hey, Gaming Rules. How's it going? Hi. What's it called? Grogan, Paul. I was gonna call you Josh. Paul Grogan from Gaming Rules. Hi, Paul. How's it going? So yeah, so overall we played Stone Age and we played Small World and we really enjoyed them, and then we just started looking into what other games there were. Okay, what do we have? We got lost. Got lost again.
Wait, no.
Okay.
Yes. No.
We got lost. Oh my gosh, we're pretty far behind. Okay, we got a Trick Shot, which of any conventions, Babes and Board Games. Opinions on Games Workshop, Curse City, Bungle or Bundle? Well, if you're saying Bungle, I don't know anything about it, so I can't comment on it. I don't know much about Games Workshop, Curse City. I assume they did something that was a problem. I don't know. Opinions on Games Workshop, we have that one. The new media streaming service. I don't know anything about the media streaming service. I don't know anything about Games Workshop, apparently. Alexander Mel, what games in your collection do you look at and wish you played more? A lot of them.
Okay. School of Death May Die.
Yeah, so for me, there's going to be Everdell, Spirit Island,
Everdell.
Marvel Champions. There are a handful. It's actually a video idea I have coming at some point, which is like 10 games that when I play them, I want to play them again. Like I want to play them more often. There are a bunch of games that every time I get them to the table, I'm like, I need to be playing that more often. I don't know why I'm not. They're like the best games in my collection. Love them. We have, Veldrak very soon will be celebrating my daughter's first birthday, and a dream share of board games for her. Once she's old enough, which game should I share with her? So first of all, she's 1, so you got some time. No rush at this point. I would say somewhere around the age of 2, maybe 3, you can start experimenting with things like Unicorns in the Clouds from Haba. It's a game with 0 decisions. Think of it as Candyland, but less painful for you. It's much shorter and much more whatever. So overall, I recommend Unicorns in the Clouds, especially if your daughter. It's going to be unicorn theme, not to gender stereotype, but if she likes unicorns and glittery pink things, then yeah, like Ricky is a decent gamer at this point who plays a lot of games, and Unicorns in the Clouds are like one of her first ones.
games. I think there was that one, and then there was the one with
Orchard.
Orchard's
a good one from Haba.
Was a really good one from Haba, and then there was the one with the cards in the castle.
Don't remember that one. Cards in the Castle, Rhino Hero. Yeah, a lot of the best games to start your kids with are going to be ones that have few to no decisions, because while decisions are better for you and me or people who develop as they game, at first you want them to just learn basic game sequencing. So look for games that are completely not fun for you, that you find painful, but might be the right fit for them to get them into that groove.
I liked Orchard. It was an easy game.
Move on to the next comment. Brett Garland, never been up for a live stream. Love your work with other content creators, engage with the community. Thanks, Brett. I one of my favorite parts of being in the community is working with other content creators. I like talking to people. Both like being on Dice Tower as well as just hanging out with Quackalope or Sarah Shaw, Board Games in a Minute, or any of the collaborations I do. It's always fun talking to other people in the space. Quacks, what's hidden behind those forward-facing board game boxes? So it depends where you're looking. On this shelf over here, whenever you see this shot, which is my reviews are filmed from over here to there, so you're seeing this shelf on this side, usually it's going to be expansions for those games. And 90% of the cubbies, it's expansions. Behind me over there, that's my reviews I need to cover shelf. So most of what you're seeing in there, I mean, the right 2 columns are Zombicide and Destinies and some stuff like that. The rest of the columns are going to be games I need to review, and behind those games are other games I need to review. So that's where we don't have any specific genre. More games is the answer. Steven, what are your thoughts about Return to Dark Tower? Return to Dark Tower is going to be an older game. Well, Dark Tower is going to be an older game.
Oh,
Return to Dark Tower. No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Maybe I think of a different one.
But Return to Dark Tower is going to be Restoration Games. Basically, did a Kickstarter on it to give you the game. For myself, I had no interest in the game because, first of all, it's very heavily app-driven. Second of all, is I never played the original, so I have no nostalgia factor. And thirdly, the gameplay didn't pull me in. Oh, and fourthly, it's expensive. So my opinion of it is it might be a great game. I'm sure I'll try it if people talk well about it, but I just wasn't pulled in. Also, there is a fifth aspect of Restoration Games. While they have a lot of successes, Fireball Island was probably their biggest, I'm going to air quote here, biggest failure. Failure being the price point, the components. Doesn't mean it's not a good game for many people, but it was a bit of a overpriced experience for many people and a bit of a learning experience. So I had enough reasons not to jump in on it that I'm intrigued. I'll be paying attention. Did not get it. TT4 Life, what's your favorite deck building game?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Deck building. I don't know.
I mean, The Witcher's going to be up there for me now. I enjoy The Witcher, but I don't consider the deck building. Sonia is a lot of fun.
Sonia is a lot of fun. What other ones are good?
Quest for Eldorado, I enjoy.
I'm trying to think like what goes as technically as deck building and what is not, like a Century Spice Road.
Yeah, I'd have to. No, it's not. That's hand building. It's interesting, small distinction. Yeah, there's a lot out there. I'm trying to think which ones are my favorite ones as well. I don't know for sure. It's a great mechanic. I mean, Dominion's a solid one to begin with.
Dominion is always going to be solid, but I enjoy Sonia a lot.
Sonia's great. We're going to have a playthrough at some point.
Other ones that are considered deck building and not hand building.
I have to like look through
the whole
But yeah, so Sonia, Dominion, and Quest for Eldorado are going to be solid choices. Yes. Nicholas, add to my question, which games do you recommend with high elements of social deduction and separately with deck building aspects of solo co-op games? That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Which games do you recommend with high elements of social deduction? One Night Ultimate Werewolf and Resistance Avalon are going to often be my go-to picks. Rina doesn't like those games, so she's not going to answer that one.
Only because I just don't like the...
That's okay. You don't have to like them.
Sheriff of Nottingham also might...
Sheriff of Nottingham isn't social deduction, it's bluffing. Small, nuanced distinction.
Yeah.
And separately, with deck building aspects with solo co-op games. Deck building with solo co-op games? I don't know. Which, I'm sure there are. I'm not thinking of any offhand that have deck building and cooperative play. I mean, Anne's End, obviously, but I don't like Anne. We didn't like Anne's End.
I mean, it was okay.
It was okay. It was okay. Yeah, we didn't like. We have a lot of good games, and Anne's End was a good game. That's it. Rammer, I have publicly. I'm not even in the campaign. I have publicly, and I'm not even in the campaign. Yoma rules. The rule is better because of nice people who do nice things. Yes, talking about Endless Winter. You're right. That's Yoma. I was trying to figure who's Yoma. What's your opinion? Oh, Board Game Archive. Okay, these questions. I'm happy we got this one. Okay, Board Game Archive. What's your opinion on the controversy on Prison Architect Cardboard County Penitentiary? The very short one is, I am not personally bothered by the topic of prisons and managing an efficient prison. That's a personal thing. I'm not personally bothered by it. Should I be? Is an interesting question. I understand that there are people who will be bothered by the concept of running a prison. It's a little bit of an interesting conversation because it's not like they came up with the idea themselves. They're taking an established video game that has a lot of people who like it and trying to turn it into a board game. To that end, they probably got blindsided by the fact that the board game community either felt differently or not. And this is the part that's interesting too. The campaign was not doing well. I don't know how much of that was the theme being distasteful to people versus people just not being pulled in by the game. I don't know. Not all failed campaigns are because of a distasteful theme. Short version of it is going to be that I completely understand why they would cancel it. I completely understand why people will be upset by it. I think that there are also people who are going to be upset by the people that were upset by it, who, I mean, I just got a copy for a prototype to cover it, and now I'm not going to cover it. I'm glad I didn't waste the time beforehand. That would have been annoying to have a video all loaded and prepped for a campaign that's going nowhere. Short version is it's messy, it's complicated. I would personally speaking, I guess my advice would be, if you know someone who's not offended by the theme, that I wouldn't be offended by the fact that they're not offended. The flip side is true as well. If you know someone who is offended by the theme, they're not just necessarily looking for things to be offended by. It's running an efficient prison is a weird topic. The only reason I would have thought it would be fine is because it's already existing title. So yeah, it's a little bit of a complicated one. Let's go. If you could pick one super rare board game you would like to own, what would you choose? Are there any super rare board games?
So I don't know like how you define super rare, but one that I really want that you said we're waiting for the reprint is Ginkopolis, and I really want it back.
We do want
I really love Ginkopolis.
We do need to get Ginkopolis back. Ginkopolis is a great game.
It's a really good game. We haven't played it in years.
Yeah.
We got rid of it.
Did we play that at Ravenwood? I have this weird feeling we played it at Ravenwood. Like the first time.
I think we did play it at Ravenwood. Wow. No, not the first time, because the first time we went, we only took castle-themed games.
I don't know. Either way, we need to get Ginkopolis back. Fair question. Dial K, would you recommend Lost Dreams of Arnak? Yeah, yes. To the point that in this week's Week in Review, which I covered, so I'll just tell you what I said in this Week in Review. Okay. I said this week's review, Lost Arnak just announced a free solo campaign expansion for the game.
Ooh.
Well, it's a free solo campaign.
Okay.
Are you playing it yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know in what time.
Well, the way I put it is I said I probably will never end up playing that because if I play Lost Dreams of Arnak solo, I'll probably get glares from you as to why I'm not playing it with you.
That is very fair.
Yeah, so you're welcome to play solo. Maybe we'll play solo together. Maybe we'll see how that goes.
I don't think you could play it solo together.
Absolutely,
the word solo.
No, we sit there together. What do you mean? We've been on teams where we took on a single spot because there were too many players.
Fair.
We're like, oh, hey, what should we do with this? Oh, let's do that together. It's teams, partnership. Yay. Miko, pop and say hi and thank you for all the content you've created. Appreciate it, Miko. I'm having fun doing it. Jim, if you guys could be any player from a game, who would they be?
Ooh, elf.
Elf?
Any elf.
Oh, you'd be an elf. You'd be Legolas, okay? If you could be any player from a game, who would they be? Any player?
Oh, like a character in a game?
Ooh. Is there a character in like Cthulhu Let Me Die that we care about?
No, there's one in Rise of Malak.
No,
not the wolf. The one with the symbiotic rifle. The Victorian one. Her name is Emma.
I don't remember. It's been a while. We need to play Malak.
We need to play it again.
What do you each of you like and dislike about Ohio?
Weather.
Dislike is the weather. That was an easy one. Like
the weather.
No, you can't say that. By the way, I'm
hot.
seeing in the side chat gaming rules. I'd be happy to teach Alex one of the games if he wanted. I'm not entirely sure what that is referring to. Oh, gaming rules. Paul, convince Alex to play one of Vitalosaur's games. Paul, I would 100% take you up on anything involving teaching me a game, including Cloudspire, which I saw you already comment on. I need to play Cloudspire. I also need to play the Gallerist. Rina wants to play the Gallerist.
I really want to play the Gallerist.
Okay, Paul.
I offered to read the rules in the Gallerist.
Can you play the Gallerist online? I would totally play the Gallerist online with Paul. Okay, Paul will have to connect. I'll have to figure something out here.
Okay.
Dylan, I know you're also not a huge fan of leader games. Wait, I know you're. Oh, wait, what? I know you're not a huge fan of leader games. What does that mean? Have you played Oath? How hard is it to learn, and how would you recommend that game as well? So first of all, I don't know what impression you're getting that I'm not a fan of leader games. I don't love leader games. I'm not like a leader games fanboy. I don't mean that negatively. I'm just not one of those people who are like, ooh, Fort and Oath. I'm going to get everything from them, but I have no problem with them. But yeah, leader games, have you played Oath? I have not played Oath, speaking of whatever. I'm intrigued by Oath. I didn't pack the Kickstarter. I'm paying attention to it. If reviews are positive, I'll probably get it and see how it goes. Okay, we have that. We have Dylan. Brandon, we back as Super Fantasy Brawl as well. Awesome. Seeing a lot of messages with Tractor, which is interesting to me. Brad, any additional comments on Voidfall since you mentioned the other day? No additional comments on Voidfall because I haven't looked into it. I am very intrigued by it. I really need to play some of my Mind Clash games. Anachrony is staring at me. Tricarian I want to get. A bunch of Mind Clash games I need to play. Yasawi, Karu, what equipment do you use for sound and video? I think I want to get started with my own channel too, and I like the quality in yours. So the short answer there is I use a Lumix GH5S. That is an expensive camera. Do not get that. But you can, meaning eventually over time, sure, get that, but you don't need to. I started my channel on my phone, and I literally used my phone for the first like 5 months. So I don't think you need a good quality camera. When you're willing to invest because you see it's worth it, it's a different conversation, but at least initially not yet. Okay. Paul J, have you heard of Gaijin from Awakened Realms Light? Expect the beginning of Q3. If so, have you seen the preview page? So Awakened Realms, Gaijin is going to be from Awakened Realms. You know Awakened Realms? It's Isis Vanguard, it's Ether Fields, all that. And a Gaijin is going to be, I saw the preview page, I've looked it over. I think they pushed off the campaign, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they had some, like, they were looking into adding some stuff or still playtesting. I think they pushed it off. I don't know if it's still Q3 or not, but I'm paying attention to it, and we'll cover it when it comes out, of course. Mary Zanko, how has Rise of Moloch held up for you?
I still love it, and I want to play more.
Do you still play it?
Okay, it's not that we don't play it. It's just that it's
just that it doesn't get played.
The space on the table and the time to play it with all the children is complicated. Yeah. There's just not as much time to play it. Maybe we'll take it when we go to Ravenwood. So
it's not a good Ravenwood game because then we have to play the whole time. It's a good. We need to set up at some point to play it.
We have like 3 more campaigns left. Unless you want to start all over again.
It's been so long. I want to start again.
I will happily start all over again.
Maybe we'll do a campaign. Maybe we'll do like one playthrough on the channel and then the rest.
If we do as a playthrough and we just do it straight for like 2 days, we could do that.
Yeah, let me know when you have the 2 days. Okay.
School is over in 14 days.
Okay, I just lost the chat. Sometimes it scrolls up. We are like far behind. Okay. How is Smog? Aziel, the one campaign game you wish you had time for but don't because of your career as content creator?
The one campaign, Rise of Moloch.
Rise of Moloch. Yeah. There are multiple campaigns I like, but this one in terms of campaigns that there are multiple campaigns that I like, but in terms of campaigns we play together, we should run more time for. Rise of Moloch and Cthulhu Death May Die are going to be the main ones. And Rise of Moloch more so because Cthulhu Death May Die, you can more easily go through the campaign one shot at a time. Rise of Moloch, you really need to play it all. Alexander Mel, any games recently that you really enjoyed and suddenly lost its excitement? No. When I really enjoy games, they usually stick. It's fairly rare that I'll give a game like a 5 out of 5 and then be like, kind of over.
The opposite.
I mean, well, it depends. I guess it depends.
I have the opposite. I'll be like, I hate this game.
Oh, yes, you do that.
I do that. I'm like, I don't ever want to play this game ever again. And then I'm like, well, I'll sleep on it. And then I'll come back the next day and I'll be like, I really like that game. Let's play it again.
Yeah.
I do that too often. I'm sorry.
Sandeep, it's Spirit Island. It was Spirit Island.
Ha!
What are you talking about? Ha! You're not missionaries?
Yes, they literally are missionaries.
Huh.
The little white people are missionaries.
This is his earlier thing of, explain a game badly. So Rina got it.
Little white people are literally called missionaries.
Okay, we got another one. Explain the badly explained board game. Invade, explore, and expand the marine life territories to get weed.
Wait,
invade, explore, and expand in the marine life territories to get weed.
Is that the one? The
dominant species marine, aquatica? I don't
know.
In the marine life territories?
I don't know.
Where do you explore underwater? I don't know. It could be any of these. Notice Rina's hand. Just see into making any art.
Oh.
Show your hands.
Yes, they're very blue. I am into making lots of art, and this is actually pretty frequent. No, the blue hand was from me cutting out 75 pieces of cardboard with a blue marker and a ruler and not realizing that the marker transferred to my hands over and over again because my class is making pantographs today.
Right before we started the live stream, she turned to me and said, do I look like I have a black eye?
Because apparently I've been going like this with my wet hands and transferring turquoise marker because I was cutting out a lot of cardboard last night.
Okay, Gaming Rules just popping to say hi, and Paul, I'm way behind. Popping in to say hi as a break from the rulebook. Thanks for popping in. Last question: what rulebook are you on? What rulebook is it? Voidfall? It might be Voidfall. Nicholas, last question. I promise for my fiance, we just got Black Plague. Any tips for newbies?
Play that?
So it depends what you have. It's complicated. Black Plague, Zombicide Black Plague. We'll get you to play.
One day.
So Zombicide Black Plague. Any tips for newbies? It depends what content you have. I would say the big one is pace yourself, go slowly if you need to. Opening doors when you shouldn't is a good way to die. That said, I love the rush, so we often make bad decisions intentionally because it's fun. Yeah, oh no, first Q&A that I didn't miss and I have to go. Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll have more of these. Babes and Board Games. Yo, Paul, what's up? Gaming Rules. This isn't Paul. He's busy doing super important work. This is the Cats. Well, Cats, I appreciate you being here. Eric Steinbacher finished first campaign of Sleeping Gods last night. Did you guys play that? What were your thoughts? We have not got to Sleeping Gods. She doesn't like narrative games, and I wasn't pulled in. In fact, you played a long time ago a game called Above and Below. Do you remember it at all?
Yes.
Okay. It was a long time ago. It was the only Ryan Locke game we ever really played. We weren't pulled in by that one, and because of that, we just weren't pulled in by future games. That said, I've heard a lot of good things with Sleeping Gods. It is absolutely on my radar. Miguel, hello guys. You're great. Greetings from Mexico. Hey Miguel. Justin, roughly how many games are in your collection? Do you have a hard limit since you do a lot of culling? So many games. We have roughly, so it depends how you count it. I've gotten to the point with content creation where I no longer count my unplayed games as part of my collection because they're rotating so quickly. So in terms of played games, my collection is roughly 225, 250 games. That's in terms of played games. It might be a little less, might be closer to 200. That's counting expansions as a single game. Do you have a hard limit? Absolutely not. No hard limits in the slightest, because to me, my limit is whether I believe a game is likely to get played. So I don't care if I haven't played a game in 4 years. If I believe there's a reason that I'm keeping it, a reason that it will get played, then I keep it. Often that comes down to math. It comes down to, okay, well, you can only have so many games and so much time before you're not going to play games. So it comes down to a belief system about whether a game is realistically going to hit the table or not. That's what it comes down to. Best of Star Trek. Good morning, sir. Enjoying the content. Thank you. Have you tried Fairy Tale In yet? No, we haven't. I want to. So
it sounds like something that I would like.
Well, I actually want to get it for Ricky, but you probably have fun with it.
Okay.
So Fairy Tale In is Connect 4. Effectively, it literally has a little slide Connect 4 where you drop things in. It's from Command, but it's not like a big miniatures game. It's one of the Command's other games, and it looks fun. I've heard fairly good reviews about it so far. I'm intrigued enough to definitely give it a shot. The art looks great. I think you'd enjoy it. I have to get a copy of it. John Nash, which upcoming Kickstarter campaign are you waiting for the most?
The one that you told me that I'm going to like, that is a tile-laying Tetris style game that you said is coming next February, and I can't remember what it's called.
That's upcoming Kickstarter game. He said upcoming Kickstarter. So you're referring to Planet Unknown.
Oh, campaign.
He's talking about which Kickstarter campaign are you waiting for the most?
I don't know.
I'd have to look through it, possibly just out of curiosity alone. What's that video game? There's a video game I like playing. I've talked about it. It's geez. Oh my gosh, it's gonna bother me. Let me go find it. It is tracking campaigns. It is going to be not Quantum Shock. No, we have Beast. Beast is intriguing. We have Alien Pet Shop, Outbreak, Wild Ascent. Looking forward to that. Where is the game? There's a game. It's on Steam that I love. That it's a deck building game. But this is gonna bother me. This is gonna bother me so much.
Someone will let you know what it is.
Yeah, let me know in the comments down below what the deck building game is that I really love. That's very popular on Steam. Just because yeah, it's gonna be a deck building game. Slay the Spire. Thank you. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. I love it. Okay. Sailor Momo, what do you think of the 4 humor situation? I've been waiting since February for them to open the late pledges. I didn't know there was a situation. I had noticed that the late pledges hadn't opened up. I don't know what that means. Now I'm curious. Okay. I'm curious about that. Hi from Brazil. You're speaking of Planet Unknown. That's a good timing, actually, because I'm talking about Planet Unknown now, and this question a while ago is that's Adam's Apple Games, same company. Hi from Brazil. Your channel has been my go-to review Kickstarter source for BG. Thank you. Tahir, Alex, have you considered or tried playing TTRPGs like D&D, and what are your thoughts on it? I haven't. I'm not a huge D&D person in general. We've done a role-playing game once. We did not like it.
Yeah.
But I'm open to playing it again. Haven't gotten around to it so far. Abby, hello from Canada. Hey, Canada. Appreciate it. Is that? No. Is that Abby R? I think it's Abby R. That's probably Abby R. Okay, cool. Hi, Abby. Evan Watkins. Hello from Australia. So nothing personal, Evan, but I know an Abby R. I don't know Evan Watkins. But FS, Boo or Chai tea for both? I don't know, but Boo actually. Oh, speaking of sweetie, yeah, Boo. Can I play Boo today at 2:30? Probably should have scheduled it for earlier when the kids were home. That would have made when the kids were gone. That would have made more sense.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
I think I can be home by 2:30. I don't know.
We'll
You might be 5 minutes late.
Cool. We'll figure out the schedule. I'm playing Brewer today. Chai tea for 2 I like. So right now Chai tea for 2 just because I've only played one of them. Alyssa, is Shira is Shira part of your channel or Jesse's? Sorry, I think I missed the introduction. So great question. Shira is not part of any channel. Shira is our friend, and she started showing up in videos, and then Jesse started having her videos too, because why not? So basically, she's not part of either channel, but she now shows up in videos from both. So that's gonna be Board Game Archive. Rina, give me 2 reasons not to buy Cthulhu Death May Die.
There's so many pieces, and it's so big, and the table space it takes up is a lot.
Excellent. Great. There you go. So lots of pieces and table space. Cool.
And time. It takes time to set up each scenario.
The setup, yes.
Not the play. The play is fine. The play doesn't bother me, but the setup for each scenario can take some time.
Mm-hmm. Paul Cheesable, really enjoy your content. Please keep up. Have you tried Oath yet? Not yet on Oath. Hope to play it eventually. If you ever come to the UK, I'll play any game of your choice. Appreciate it. I will hopefully be in the UK at some point, but no idea. My father's from England, just never actually been to England myself. TT for life. What are your top 3 favorite gaming mechanics?
Tiling.
Tiling, that's fair. Polyomino tiling.
I love tiling.
Next.
Is roll and write considered a gaming mechanic?
Yeah, roll is a mechanic. Yeah.
Okay, so roll and write.
And then for me, I'm gonna throw in drafting for myself. Drafting is by far my favorite.
I love drafting.
Yeah.
Drafting is good, but I love tile laying games.
Tile laying drafting games. Actually, by the way, that is why Isle of Cats is a good game that I was disappointed by, because it was polyomino drafting and it didn't deliver on a polyomino drafting experience that I was looking for. Oh, Abby R is not the Abby R we thought. You'll see in a second.
Okay.
Source. Paul Choosable. Really enjoy. What are your top 3 favorites? Smoother. Good Morning for Central Illinois. Brandon After. Have you played Cloudspire yet? I have not played Cloudspire. I need to. I read the rulebook like a year and a half ago and this never got to the table. I need to read it again. Abby R. What are your thoughts about the new version of Cleopatra and the Society of Architects? Have you played it? It doesn't sound like Abby.
You never know.
I haven't played the new version of Cleopatra and the Society. Basically, Abby, by the way, is someone from our family who has not played Cleopatra Society of Architects that I know of. But it looks beautiful. Haven't played it. Haven't played the original or the new one, so no thoughts there. Yogi Bear, Alex, tell us the secret of the hidden Star Wars Outer Rim expansions you are designing. I don't get it.
Wait, where?
Yogi Bear, tell us the secret of the hidden Star Wars Outer Rim expansion you are designing. We're not expand. Is there like this game designer called Radcliffe who's designing an expansion? I don't know. That's no Robinson. Rina, do you expect any particular challenge in teaching over the next year?
Ooh, interesting. I think it actually is going to be a little bit easier next year, depending what our state requirements hold. So it depends if we have to wear masks again. The mask wearing this year was, I think, by far one of the hardest parts. Trying to teach someone to read while wearing a mask and they cannot see your mouth was, I think, one of the most complicated things I ever dealt with.
Yeah. And
having the shields up between all the desks was also very complicated. I don't know if I would have any lingering anxieties. I think, if anything, the kids will feel a little bit more free as things will be lifted. So I'm actually very much looking forward to the end of this school year and the beginning of next school year. I'm very curious to see how the changes will be.
It's been an interesting year. People with kids, teachers, just all kinds of messed up stuff from this past 2 years now. Almost 2 years, a year and a half. What are we up to? Way too long. That's
way too long.
Penguin Production. You guys ever go to game board pubs, or do you guys stick to the home games?
Go to a board game castle.
We go to game castle.
We go to a castle.
We don't go to game pubs because 2 reasons.
We
did it once, and that was enough. Nothing against game pubs. Not like it's like, oh, that was enough. It's just we have the games we want to play, so we're not going to find games. It's not like, well, like, oh, I want to try that game and the game pub has it. And then we like our own house as opposed to a general. Buddies. Yeah, we're home buddies.
We're home buddies. We like
setting up on the table as opposed to trying to play something like Rise of Moloch at a pub. Not going to happen. Okay, whoops. Sorry for bumping the table and the noise that came with it. Game rules. I can help you with Cloudspire, Brandon After. I want none of that, just for the record. Sebastian, good day, everybody. Scotty R, what's up? Support Alex and Patreon so he kind of justify his addiction to Rina. He puts a lot of content and actually responds to emails. Yes, I do. Scotty, appreciate the shout out. Also, I'll shout out as well. I have a fun Patreon exclusive series that goes up every Monday where I tell you not to back all the Kickstarters. Genuinely. Lots of fun. Sebastian, hope you're all well. Scotty, gaming rules. Paul, convince Alex to play one of Vitello's Soda's games. So we're getting caught up on the I followed the conversation. Okay. Christian, important question. Could you please talk a tad slow in your videos? I'm following many board game related English language channels, but you are the fastest talker and sometimes hard to understand. Fair. So it's a fair question. It's a reasonable question. The short answer is no. I'm not going to slow down. The reason is because while I do get the occasional request for me to slow down, I tend to have just as many people, if not more, who comment about how they appreciate that I talk faster compared to other channels. I mean, there's different kinds of people. There are people who want channels to speed up because they just want to get the content. And there's people who want to absorb it slower. So given the fact that it's something I already do naturally, and I think I get more positive feedback than negative feedback around it, I am likely to continue talking fast.
I don't think I've ever heard you talk slower.
Well, I do it occasionally. It just feels awkward and weird. Watch, I'm going to do it for the next minute now. I'm just going to talk slow, okay? Gaming rules. I'd be happy to teach Alex one of the games if he wanted. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. Brett, with Fall of the Mountain King coming to Kickstarter soon, what other board game world would you love to see a prequel to? Ooh, that's an excellent question.
I didn't know Fall of the Mountain King was a
It's a prequel to
what?
In the Hall of the Mountain King.
Oh, that's cute.
Are there any games we'd love to see a prequel to? Cthulhu Death May Die. I think that would be an interesting story to.
Eventually, we'll get Pandemic to the table. We'll have season
0.
I
am curious about that. Maybe even Rise of Moloch. I don't know. There are interesting games that I'd love to see. I don't know. I'd like to see a lot. There's a lot of games that I really enjoy that I'd like to see prequels to.
Interesting.
Cool. By the way, it's actually very hard for me to do that last minute. Did you notice it? Or
I did.
Okay. So this is a general thing about fast talkers in general. The reason people talk fast, and in fact, is also a reason for stuttering. Generally, the faster, if your mind is thinking at a certain pace, then you're trying to get ahead of yourself, and so you're trying to get the words out as fast as possible. That's why people stutter. People who stutter often can't get their words out as fast as their mind is trying to talk. It is actually hard for me to talk slower because I am already like a step ahead in the conversation and trying to pace myself to where I'm up to. It's weird, but that's the issue. It's not just habitual stuff. Okay, gaming rules. I'd be happy to teach Alex one of the games if you want it. I am 100% down, Paul, like I said already. Brett, with Fall of Mountain King coming to Kickstarter, what other world? We cover that. Steven, what currently running Kickstarters you'd be most interested in? I mean, The Witcher, probably. The Witcher's, I'd have to look what else. There were a lot of Kickstarters that launched this week, a whole bunch I'm interested in, so I'll have to take a look to see what else I'm forgetting. Funkside, why is everything in the future in the videos? This is going to be, haha, just ribbing you. I'd have to see a use of it to give you context as to why I phrase it that way. The next time I say it, just tell me or point to a timestamp and I'll answer that question. The negative image, I'm not sure, but I swear I've seen this on your shelf.
What?
Oh, the game. He
one?
asked about a game earlier. I don't know what it was. I don't know.
Okay.
Smooth Rivera. I just picked up Super Fantasy Brawl. Original game is fantastic. Thanks for the recommendation. Are there any expansions or additional content you recommend for it? No.
I don't even know which one we played with.
I'm all for additional content to Super Fantasy Brawl. All for it. But that said, we haven't even touched our additional content yet. Meaning,
we played with one.
No. Oh, we played with the expansion when we were doing the prototype for the next Kickstarter, but we didn't. But we have like a base expansion that we never even touched.
We do.
Yeah, you see, there you go. Okay. So if you find yourself getting tired with the existing champions, by all means, get more champions. But unlike some other games, I don't think the champions add more depth or change to the game. They just add more champions. So get them if you want more, but not because you need that set or anything else. Moneybees, what are rising trends do you see in the board game industry? More roll and writes, more Kickstarter. What do you like or perhaps wish would just be a fad? What do I like or wish would be a fad? I don't have a problem with roll and writes. I still love those.
I love roll and writes.
Yeah, people complain about like how many there are and they're shoved everywhere. They are shoved everywhere. Isle of Cats is doing roll right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we like roll and writes.
I'll try it. I really like them. So, I enjoy them a lot.
What rising trends? What do I like or wish would be a fad? I mean, I wish, this is a weird one. I wish the removal of stretch goals and having only daily reveals would be a fad because I like the fun of stretch goals. I understand why daily reveals exist. It is often better for the campaign. It's often better for a lot of people. I like the excitement of seeing what comes next, even if it's all fake, as opposed to at 1:00 p.m. you will get your daily reveal of a Kickstarter. But again, I understand why they exist. I just like the stretch goals. Negative image, God tier. What's your opinion on it? My opinion is I should definitely play it and let you know my opinion on it. Vrymore, I really recommend you check on the Before You Play Teach for Lesotho games. They're amazing. There's one for the Gallus. Thank you. Before You Play is excellent. I'll check them out. Game rules. Void Father say. I may know about that one. Paul, you tease. Harry, why is your beard much better than Jesse's? Harry, that is the best comment I've heard all day. Thank you. I'm going to pin this. I'm going to share it to Jesse. I'm going to let him know. Ben, hey, would you guys have tips for someone looking to create their own board game? How realistic is to go from idea to finished product with so many new games being released? Thanks for your videos. Ben, tip number 1, don't do it unless you're doing it for the love of the game. Do not do it so you can sell a lot of games and become rich and famous or anything like that. Do it because you love the game and you want to see your thing created. Tip number 2, ensure that you are looking for negative feedback, not positive feedback. Genuinely ask everyone around you who's playing games, what is bad about my game? Why should it not exist? What is it not adding to the space? There are so many games out there that I'm all for the new creation of games, but don't make a mediocre game don't just make a game and then seek positive feedback from the people around you because they can't be bothered to be direct to you. It is much better for them to tell you early on, I mean, this is nice, but like, I'm not seeing why this is better than anything else we played. Seek the negative feedback. Genuinely ask for it. Lastly, just because I don't have a lot of time for every single question, join Facebook groups on Facebook design, on game design. They are very helpful and will answer a lot more stuff there with a lot more detail. Saba, do you have games which are in your collection for a long time and never played it once? So if you mean, do I get a game and just not play it, generally that will happen. I usually play games at a reasonable pace, but there will certainly be times where a game can be in my collection for 2-3 years without it being played. I try to get rid of them when it goes that. Yeah, scrolling. She's looking away. But yeah, I try to play them as soon as possible. Nigel, yep, Voidfall is in I can't say much category. Okay. Kay Smith, I see Trickshot on the back. Yeah, so I talked about this already. I have not done a review for it. I will be doing a review for it. I just want to get another game or 2 in. Yasawi, thank you guys. I love you both in the channel. Sending love. Appreciate it. Alexander, which one of your kids is Jesse's favorite? Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know.
I haven't asked him. I don't know. Possibly Ricky. Ricky is the most engaging, so in terms of spending time together, Ricky will have spent the most time playing games and things like that, but I don't know for sure.
I'm not sure.
This is Azrael Vids. Do you think you could convince Alex to record a sleep tape of his voice for me to fall asleep to? No.
I probably did.
You
Really?
Just pull up any video on YouTube and just turn it into an audio clip. Ryan, just got Lords of Wahrhemsty. How do you feel about the game? I think Lords of Wahrhemsty is an excellent addition to... Yeah, but I'll tell him. Go ahead.
What?
Do you want to play it?
I don't even know if we have it here.
Exactly. Here? So Lords of Wahrhemsty is a great game. I easily recommend it. It's one that I've moved on from, or I don't know if have you moved on from it or you want to play it?
I go back and forth.
Okay, so for myself, I've moved on from it, even with the expansion. The expansion is great. Get the expansion.
There's an expansion?
Yeah, we played it. We played the expansion. Oh. It adds some more buildings. It adds a corruption mechanic, some small stuff. But overall, I think Lords of Wahrhemsty is a great game. Some people will have it in the collection for years and keep it forever. Others, like myself, think it's a great game and then move on from it. And then there, of course, there's people who don't think it's a great game, too. I'm sure those people exist. Okay. Ryan Strock, Sebastian, yesterday I read some news on the Untitled campaign from Orange Nebula. Did you went all in this one? What are your expectations? So I don't know what the news was. I have no expectations because I don't know enough about how the game plays, but I did go all in it. I'm expecting that one. Then Abby R, do you have a lot of unplayed games in your collection? Yes, Abby. I don't want to talk about it.
So many.
Short version of this. My unplayed games at this point are going to be larger than most people's gaming collections, or many people's gaming collections, not most. And that's because I used to have my unplayed games before I did content creation. I used to have my unplayed games in a reasonable frame of 20 to 30 games at any given point. And then I started doing content creation, which meant I'm starting, instead of getting games from the past, because I used to only get games once the market had validated them for 2 years or whatever it was. Now I'm getting games before they're even on the market. So I basically have this extra crowd of games, and yet I'm still getting Kickstarters or games that I'm personally interested in, even though I don't have time for them. So my unplayed games have crept up heavily over the past year and a half. I don't have an easy solution past going full-time content creation and having more time to play all the games. But it is something I don't want to talk about. It's not a pleasant number. Okay, what are both of your day jobs? Okay.
I teach first grade.
Yep, and my day job is I work for an e-commerce company. We build Magento websites. Magento is an e-commerce platform. So if you want to sell things online, basically.
Yes, not Magneto.
Alex, love your channel. Any companies that have fallen from grace that you want to see rise from the ashes? For me, it's Fantasy Flight, not the company it used to be. Also, stop being cheeky to Rina. I can't help myself. I'm cheeky to everyone. So in terms of companies that have fallen from grace, I don't know. I mean, TMG kind of went south very quickly. They had a lot of issues. I don't know companies that have fallen from grace. I agree with you on Fantasy Flight, but I don't know if I have any easy answer to that. Paul, are you backing Robot Crush Arena? I would expect it for it to get more attention than it has. Granted, it started at the same time as Witcher Old World. Robot Crush Arena is like, what, 200,000? That's pretty solid. I don't know what attention you expected, but it already exceeded what I thought it would have done. As far as backing it, I'm not currently backing it. I am keeping an eye on the Kickstarter in general. That's a spoiler for our upcoming video.
What?
When we do our what I did and didn't back. You'll forget, but then it's all good.
I can just go la 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 la.
So basically, I am not currently backing it. I'm keeping an eye on it. I like the game. I enjoyed it, but also it's on the lighter side. That's going to be a deck building skirmish game. It was on the lighter side for me, so I think that it's one I'm happy to play. I don't feel the need to own it. I don't feel the need to add it to my collection, but I am watching the campaign to see if they convince me otherwise. I'm borderline in it. Gaming rules. The white people in Spirit Island are explorers.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. They're not missionaries.
Yes.
There's no missionaries. There's no missionaries. I'm right about this.
No.
You were right about the answer. I'm right about the wrongness of the reasons. David, Rina should back a game of her choice on Kickstarter. She does. So what she does is basically doing our video series we do every month of what I back. She adds what she wants to that list.
Yes.
So yeah. William, what game or games are you both excited for? Games you haven't played yet, waiting to get, or coming from Kickstarter? That's going to be your Planet Unknown choice.
And that's what it's called?
Yeah, Planet Unknown. There's a lot of games that I'm excited for.
A bunch of games that I'm excited for.
What else? I mean, I don't know. There's a ton. I'd have to look at a list.
I'm excited for when Creature Comforts comes.
Yeah, Creature Comforts. Oh, Creature Comforts. Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that one. There were a bunch that looked fairly interesting. I'm
excited. At this point, by the way, I'm very excited for Mosaic, Fall of the Mountain King, and The Witcher, because all three of those, you haven't played it yet. We might have a chance to play it this weekend.
Oh.
You want to play it?
Sure.
Cool. We'll see. Mosaic is coming where what's called. I'm doing a review of it, so I'll have some coverage of that up soon. Isle of Cats opinions. So my own opinion. I liked it, but that's it. That's where it ends. I liked it, and it's a slightly longer game. So if it was I liked it, but an hour-long play, that's great. I think I'd totally play it. I find that it's usually in the 90-minute range plus, especially if you're playing with kids, it goes even longer than that. And I didn't like it that much. I really enjoyed it. I am paying attention to the Kickstarter because the Kickstarter is actually, they have a new Kickstarter for it with new expansions.
Okay.
So I'm actually paying attention to that because there's enough new stuff on the Kickstarter that actually sounds really appealing. So I'm intrigued by that. Harry Mace, when are you doing a review of Mosaic Historia Civilization? Hopefully Tuesday. I hope to have it up Tuesday. We will see, but I will let you know. Solid game. I'll tell you that right now. Solid game. Alexander Mel, what are Rina's top games you don't really enjoy?
Do you have any of the ones that I really, really like that you don't particularly like?
I don't know.
I don't think you do.
I'm sure they exist. I'm sure. What's a game you love that I don't really enjoy?
I think it might fall like more in like my word games that are on the much, much, much lighter side.
Yeah. I don't. There's not going to be a lot. I
love the Word on the Street, and I'm happy to play.
I like Word of the Street.
You do?
I'll play with you. It's right over there.
It just came back.
Yeah, someone borrowed it.
Yes.
But basically, I would say I'm more of an Omni gamer than Rina. I play nearly everything. I don't love nearly everything, but I like more stuff. Rina has more narrow categories, so we align for the most part on tastes. There's exceptions. Usually, where we don't align is specific mechanics or types of games. That's where we don't necessarily align.
Yes.
Alexander Mel, Joshua, have you played Blood in the Clock Tower? No, I have not played or pre-ordered it. It looked very cool. It also looked like it needed a lot more people than I usually have in my game group. It's a social deduction game that you can play like 10 to 80 people or something like that.
Right. Yeah,
I don't have 80 friends. I have like 3 friends and I like them very much. I have more than 3 friends. I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that. Okay. Azrael, would you bother with buying upgraded components after playing a game? Do you bother? Yes, absolutely. In fact, once a month I do a video. I just filmed the most recent one. Once a month I do a video on deluxeified games and the ways I've deluxeified games. I have tokens for Quacks of Quedlinburg, so I showed that in a video. So yeah, they're very pretty. Danny Sanchez, which polyomino game do you think is better than Baron Park? The Isle of Cats, A Feast of Odin, or any other? My favorite polyomino games are going to be Baron Park.
Yep.
Any of yours? Planet Unknown, which you haven't played yet.
I haven't played that one yet. There's so many.
I have to look what else. Oh, Project L.
Project L.
Project L is really solid.
I love Project L. There's more.
There are more. I have to look. I mean, there's a bunch that I like. I'm trying to think of my favorite ones. We have a new one coming. Something Carnival. There's like a new one coming that we have that we're going to be trying. I'll see how that one goes.
We just played a new one.
Yeah, lots of polyomino games are excellent. Okay, let's see. Fairy Tale is very good. Fairy Tale in. Yep, I'm looking forward to it. Tony Stamos, Blood in the Clock Tower had an outstanding review for Shut Up and Sit Down, so probably not. Alex and Quack are stoutly contrarian to them. So, Tony, that's true, but not true. I would say Quack Jesse is more contrarian to Shut Up and Sit Down. I have definitely found that if Shut Up and Sit Down likes a game, there is a higher than average chance I will not, and the reverse is true as well. That said, there are certainly exceptions. I exactly agree with them on Root, although I still have it and keep it, but I very much agree with their critiques and their opinion of it. Istanbul, I think we both love. I'd have to go through their collection. Galaxy Trucker, I think I align with them on. There are certainly games that I align with Shut Up and Sit Down, but on a greater than average chance, I actually don't align with their opinions, which is great because, I mean, I find them immensely entertaining, by the way, but it's great when I would say, the least useful times are when you can't read into a review at all. But if you know you are contrary to someone, it's almost as helpful as if you know that you align with them. It just means that your tastes it gives you information. Okay. I'm getting a whole lot of people saying Slay the Spire from earlier. Edwin, why don't you like Mythic Battles Ragnarok? Okay, so Mythic Battles Ragnarok is one that I thought I played with you, but you said it, you did not, and I played it with Akiva, it turns out.
That's funny.
That's that one for that. I only played it like 2 times. It was good. I just wasn't pulled in by it. I played a few games and I was like, this is fun. And the problem is it's like $500 worth of fun. So if I'm going to shrug my shoulders when I talk about it, I can't spend $500 in it. So it's not that I don't like it, it's that I wasn't pulled in by it. John, is Destiny's worth the eBay price? I haven't seen the eBay price, but no. The answer is no. There are a lot of good games you have in your collection, and you'll be able to get Destiny's just fine for $30 at retail. You'll be missing some of the content, but that's fine. You can get the content once you know you like it. So it's not worth the eBay price. Very few things in life are worth the current scalped over the top price. Wait until things calm down and pace out because you have other games that you haven't played. So what's the big rush? Okay. It's like going to theaters. Like we don't go to theaters because
it's expensive.
It's expensive. We'll watch something else later.
By the time we're all done, babysitting, food, movie.
Yeah,
it's like $80.
And we can see it 3 months from now. We don't need to see it today.
We really also we really like staying home.
Also pandemic and COVID and things. John, no, we just did John. Jay, I don't think Destiny has made it to retail yet. I'd wait. I agree with you, Jay. Excellent advice. Juan, I love your channel. I watch you from Spain. Thank you for your videos. Appreciate. Gracias. Abby, not the Abby, are you know? We figured that out now because you asked about Cleopatra, Society of Architects. FS, have you played Polus? A long, long time ago, I played Polus. Who's here? Someone's here. Oh, someone's walking in quietly, which means they know better. So we'll see what it is. But anyways, I haven't played Polus. I've played Polus a long time ago. I might have played it with you. I'm not willing to double down on that. This is way before we tracked games. I can't even describe that accurately. It's like a 2-player war game, kind of, with like politics and area control.
Well, that describes like
it's a long time ago.
I don't know.
But anyways, I'm not sure if I played it with you or not. But overall, I was intrigued by it, but then never really played it again and got rid of it eventually. Matthew, what have been some of your biggest surprisingly engaging games you have played?
Ooh, it's a good question.
I don't know offhand. It's a great question. I don't know offhand.
Engaging games.
Engaging games.
Ones that I thought I weren't gonna like, and then I
it depends who you define it. Yeah. Yeah,
I think the orc game. I was not expecting
the orc game. What's the orc?
Orconomics.
Orconomics was fun. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, like I was not expecting.
What's a big surprise for me? So I don't know. Oh, Rurik. Rurik is gonna be one of my biggest surprises of all time. I got that game on a whim and absolutely loved it. It went into my top 10. I don't know if it's still my top 10. I need to play the expansion. It's not that it went down. It's that other games have constantly risen up. So we'll see how that goes. Tom. No, not Tom. Joe. Greetings from Malaysia. Who would you be playing The Witcher Old World with if you back the game? I believe I'd be playing with Rina. I'm not sure. I'd be totally fine playing with my game group. I'd be fine playing with my game group. I would probably be fine playing it solo if the solo is competitive and done well. Hello. How's it going? Hi. Okay, Tom. Chain. How's it going?
I locked myself out of my apartment.
Oh, cool. We're on live stream, but you know. What do you need?
You need a key? Use your car to drive to pick up a key.
Cool. Okay. Let's see. Chain. Wait, there are game pubs. How many have never heard of this? Game pubs? Yeah, there's game cafes all over the place. I don't know where you live, but game cafes are a general thing. Brandon, sounds good. Gaming rules. Okay, way behind. Travis, I know you talk about Kickstarters, how they often hold the value, but have you considered the value of older, traditionally launched out-of-print games such as Chaos in the Old World? No. Okay, the reason I have not is because games like that generally there's no way to know in advance. Not no way. Rarely are there ways to know in advance that something like Chaos in the Old World will hold its value. It's like, okay, it goes out of print. The license was revoked. It's not something you can often predict as accurately. There are exceptions, such as the Ticket to Ride Europe 10th Anniversary Edition, where you can look at Ticket to Ride USA 10th Anniversary Edition and see how that played out. So specific collector's editions, I would argue, are the exceptions. Most of the time, when something goes out of print, you don't necessarily know how that's going to go out of print, so it's harder to predict that stuff. Okay. Sasha, greetings from Poland. You can speak nearly as fast as Ignacy. I think it's Ignacy, I believe. We might have like energy doing reviews. What are your favorite board games designed by Poles? Isn't Lukasz from The Witcher is Polish, right? I think him. I don't know the answer offhand. There's a lot of games I've played designed by Poles. Poles have a lot of influence in the gaming community. I just don't know which ones they are offhand. Matthew, also great hearing on the Tabletop Game Talk podcast. I enjoyed being on that one. That was a lot of fun. While people keep asking you to speak slower, I personally watch your videos at 1.25. Please, 1.25. I like the comments when people say they watch me at 2 times speed. I don't know how you do it. That's insane. Okay. John, I still blame you for me backing both Primal and Monster Hunter. I'll thank you in a year. Yeah, I'll take the blame for that. I'm okay with that. So it's a tricky one because I don't think you should back both. I think most people should not back both. That said, the people who are going to ignore me are the same people who are like me backing both. But I would say for most people, I'd recommend one or the other, and it would be a conversation as to what you appreciate or don't appreciate for me to give you that advice. Money. Well, you do run on coffee, Alex, so talking fast makes sense. I do run on coffee. It's delicious. This is not coffee. This is water. I already had my morning coffee. I'll have an afternoon coffee later. Edwin Perez. Put Alex at 0.5 speed. That's normal talking speed. That's fair. Slivers. Don't forget that YouTube gives you the ability to play the speeds. We're getting a lot of speed comments. Who brought you into board games? Rina and Alex? Alex and Rina. Simultaneous.
Yep.
We joined the hobby simultaneously by playing games together as a married couple. K.O. Smith, a prequel to Zombicide. Yep. Reimer, I like it when you speak like a duck. That's fun, even though you slow your speaking pace. The fun part is mimicking Jesse. I can mimic Jesse.
Okay.
Hello, and welcome to Quackalope. Today, we're going to be doing a preview of Fall of the Mountain King. This is a game by Burnt Island Games, and I want to introduce you to this world of wonder, of the fall of the Mountain King. Think back to an age before the trolls ruled the mountain, before you slowly laid polyomino tiles over the mountain. I can't keep going. John, I want flavor text for completing missions and Death May Die.
No.
That's reasonable. Okay, quality content. Ice, yes. I see ice.
I like ice.
Bob Albert, Gallus and Tabletopia. Good to know. Slivers. Most people found slightly inebriated at 75 speed. BGCO sounds normal. Trumpet Gamer. What's your opinion on Nemesis? We already know. Oh no, I lost the chat.
No.
Okay, Gallus and Tabletopia. What's your opinion on Nemesis? We already know Tabletops and Quackalope's review of the game. I have not played Nemesis yet. I hope to play it soon. TT for Life, what setting do you think Zombicide will do next? Pirates. Pirate Zombicide. I want pirates. I've told them this multiple times. I don't know why they're ignoring me. Pirate Zombicide. Okay. Evan Watkins. Alex, did you back Theurgy? Yes, I did back Theurgy. I hope to have a review coming soon before the Pledge Manager closes. Okay, we have Guillermo Martins. Can you at some point do a vlog around your collection and storage? I was seeing good ideas for people to organize their collection. So I need to do things like that. The problem is like the basement's a mess and walking around with a camera is tricky. I should do it at some point, but we'll see how that goes. Willem, what roll and rights are your guys' favorites?
Ooh, so many. Okay, welcome to.
Yep.
Fleet.
Yep.
Merchants of Magic.
Ooh, Merchants of Magic is fun.
I can't remember what it's called. Train. Railroad Ink. Ganton Clover.
Yep.
I really like Roll and Rights.
Yep. On Tour.
Of course, hilarious.
There's a lot of good roll and rights.
Gold and Silver.
Really?
I like that one.
We don't play it anymore. Do you want to play it?
There are better Roll and Rights, but I like it.
Did I get rid of it?
I don't know.
I don't remember if I got rid of it or not.
I'm just trying to think what other Roll and Rights we have. I feel like there's so many.
There's a lot.
I really like Fleet.
Yeah, Fleet's
and
awesome.
Welcome to.
Yeah,
and
looking forward to Three Sisters.
I think those are my top 3.
Tyler Johnson. Hi-yo. John, have you played Return to Dark Tower? No. Tyler, how you doing? Doing well. Thank you, Tyler. Do you have a current favorite video game that you're playing recently? No, I did just download The Witcher again. I don't play video games regularly the same as I don't read. It's not a lack of interest, it's a lack of time and choosing where to put that time. And right now the time goes towards board games. Shardis, thanks for recommending Titans. I laid pleasant with Seeds this weekend. Nice. Enjoy. Hope you like it. Kyle Moore, are you actively trying or planning to curb your addiction with going all in on these high-cost games? I am not actively planning on trying to curb it in the slightest. I actually have a video coming up called Why I Go All In on Games. It might sound like it's contrary to why I shouldn't have backed Marvel United, but it's not. And I'll explain that in the video. But I have a whole bunch of videos planned. We'll do that one. Oliver Jensen, how many plays of Monster Hunter World did you get in? I'm looking quite forward to it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I got 5 plays of Monster Hunter World in. I played each of the creatures at least twice, and I played the other one. I think it's 5 plays because we only got 2 creatures. So I played both of them twice, and I believe I played the Great Jaguars 3 times. Then we have Kyle. Where am I up to? Paul Cheesable. Knowing your backstory with Warhammer, have you bought and played any Game Workshop box games? If yes, did you enjoy any? I have the Shadespire, the Underworld series. I haven't played it yet though. Edwin Perez, Stronghold Games fell from grace. I guess, maybe. I don't know. Sailor Momo. I love that Mosaic and The Witcher Kickstarter give me the option to pay significantly less for original without the minis I do not want. That's fair. One of my critiques of Mosaic, though, is I kind of think that you need... I don't like the city tiles that they have without the miniatures. I think they are harder to see, and it takes away from the playability, which I'm a little frustrated. I go all in, so it's not an issue for me, but I think they need to address that or solve that. From what I can see so far, it's a little harder to read the board at a glance without the minis, which is not great. Okay, and I love the game. I'm just commenting on a functionality, accessibility aspect. Christian, do y'all play games in the studio when you're not recording? Seems like a lot of equipment in there. We play
upstairs.
You play upstairs. We have played in the studio without recording, but it depends on the situation.
Mostly upstairs.
Yeah.
More comfortable.
Yeah. Quality content. Do you like Scrabble?
Yes.
No.
I like it because it's a word game.
I don't dislike Scrabble. I just don't like it either. There's a lot of word games out there. I just don't particularly enjoy the aspect of forming words without a greater game around it for myself. Nathan Davis, thoughts on Elder Scrolls game by Chip Theory Games? Excited? Interested? That's all I have so far. Mm-hmm. John Capibanco, Return to Dark. What is up with the Return to Dark Tower today? Something going on with it? I got 3 questions and I never ever get questions in that one. So I have no thoughts on Return to Dark Tower. I will pay attention when it releases. Brandon, did you have a bar mitzvah theme? If so, what was it? Mine was pro wrestling. Brandon, fair question. No, I did not have a theme. So I grew up very Orthodox, and themed bar mitzvahs are not often a thing, although you might be Orthodox and it might be a thing, so maybe I don't know. My community, it was not a thing to have a themed bar mitzvah. You just had a bar mitzvah. So I put on the hat, the white shirt, the suit, went up and read from the Torah, and had kugel and food after. But that was basically it. Thomas Haynes, more than 3 friends? Don't need to brag, man. That's fair, Thomas. Dan, have you played Alter Quest? No, I haven't. It's so sad. You
really need to play it. You get so many questions about that game.
There's a lot of games. This is why, again, people they don't ask, but I put out tons of videos a week. I put out 10 videos a week. I play 20 games. And so what does it mean to go full time if I'm doing this already? It means I have to play Alter Quest. It means I have to play the rest of the games and have even more coverage of things. There is a difference between full time and what I'm doing now. The comp board. Did you get a copy of Keystone to review? I did not get Keystone to review, and I've been trying to not reach out. I was interested in it, but I'm backlogged right now, so I'm trying not to reach out to things. Funky Sign. My favorite Polyama games are going to be. Oh, interesting.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. Matthew, I like that you tackled the Kickstarter problem that plagues some people's wallets and lives with Quack. Yeah, we're doing a series of debates. We're going to continue doing a series of debates. They're lots of fun. Keep up with me. Keep keep something me. I enjoy these videos with Rina. She seems to make Alex more lively. Definitely more smiles. That's because I'm normally very morbid. And by the way, I actually do notice this.
What?
So whenever I do the timestamps, not timestamps, I do the thumbnails for the videos, right? So I've noticed that when I do thumbnails for videos, I am constantly pausing a video to find a moment where I can pause it and pull a thumbnail. And I do notice that I don't smile a lot in my
That's a
videos.
very nice smile.
I didn't say I didn't say I can't smile. I said I don't smile a lot in my regular videos. I'm passionate. I'm interested. I could love a game, but I don't love a game by saying The Witcher Old World is the best game ever. I love an old game by being like, The Witcher Old World is such a rewarding experience. I can't believe this is a 5 out of 5 for me. Like I look angry while I'm telling you how excited I am about a game. So you're not wrong. You are completely correct. But with Rina, I do smile because I like Rina.
Oh.
Matthew, I feel like retail is better than Kickstarter. Matthew, I disagree, but I understand the reasoning. Ooh, that's a debate topic. Debate topic for Quacklo. Retail is better than Kickstarter. Cool. Funky Side, love your videos. Ignore me. I will not ignore you, sir. Fernando, okay. Board Game Archive, did you back Clash of Decks? No, I did not. I thought it was an interesting approach to get their game into people's hands. I think it's intriguing, very intriguing, but also I like depth and games, and I like a lot more. I'm less likely to play something that has like 15 cards and just to see what it's like. Have you played Imperium Classics Legends? No, we just got it though. That's another deck building game. You and I need to play that.
Okay.
Looks cool. Art by the Mitchell.
Which one?
The Mitchell. Miko.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just as a heads up, we are at an hour and 10 minutes, which means I'm going to start trying to rattle through these quicker to get to a close. Richard, what's a game you played that was so close to being great, but there's something that turned you off of it?
You just said Isle of Cats.
I mean, the closest thing I'm going to have is Ice, but it's not that I'm turned off by it. It's so close to being great. I think I gave Ice a 4 to 5. It's on Kickstarter now. I think Ice is a great game. I don't currently like the scoring. Now, they have commented they're still looking into things. They're still in the phase and still messing around with things, so I have no idea what the final game will look like. I like the game a lot despite the scoring, but the scoring was a bit of a mess on an otherwise lots of fun game. So I hope that. Jacob Porter, as someone who also speaks fast, you should speak faster. Jacob, challenge accepted. Jamie Wells, what's your... Okay, I lost the chat, so I can't do that. Jamie Wells, what's your opinion on TI4? I haven't played TI4. Board Game Market, Rina, have you ever used board games in your classes?
Yes, I have.
She has used board game classes. Go with the flow. If you want to drop in and say hi, Rina. Scotty R, what are some of the top 5 unique games today? Unique means game theme mechanics next to the content. I joined and glad to support you. Be blessed. Shabbat shalom. What are the top 5 most unique games you've played? Well, Ice is going to be one of the most unique games I've played. I'm going to slow down now.
Yeah,
Ice
really
is going to be one of the most unique games I've played. What else are some of the most unique games you played? Like unique in what they did and feeling different. Cryptid.
Nice.
Cryptid is a very unique game. Tobago. You played Tobago? Turning idols, moving your jeep around an island, try to uncover treasures. It's a long time ago.
It's a long
Still
time
have
ago.
it. What is? I mean, Kingdom Rush is very unique. The combination of Polyomino Tower Defense. Lots of other games.
There's a lot.
Dan Hughes, what's Ricky's favorite game?
No, it depends on the week.
Dan, it depends.
It depends on the week.
There was a point when she played a game called Cora Quest where she said it was her favorite game. I don't think it's currently a favorite game, but she currently, I think what is her favorite game right now?
I think it depends on the week.
It depends on the week. She's very flaky. She likes a lot of games, but she chooses arbitrarily what her current favorite is. When we did a top 10 video, Via Magico was in that video. I don't remember what her current one is, but yeah, maybe when we actually get
Cat Lady a lot.
She likes Cat Lady a lot. That's her best. She is because she just played it.
Right.
She just played it. So yeah. Socrates, Socrates? What's the best part of playing in person with Jesse? Congratulations on all your recent success. Love your videos. Appreciate it. And the best part of playing in person is being in person. I like playing in person with people I like. By the way, thank you for helping me support Ice of Vanguard and Freedom 5. I don't know if I should say you're welcome or I'm sorry, but both are true. Alexander L, when do you plan on playing Kemet Blood and Sand? Last night, Alexander. Last night. Dan Hughes, what's both of your favorite games to play with your kids? Ooh. What's your favorite game?
To play with the kids?
Yes.
There's a bunch. I really like Via Magica with them. I love Catamina Family.
Cool.
Catamina Family has been, they really like that one. Cat Lady.
Cool.
I don't know.
So for myself, I'll actually add Core Quest in this one. I really enjoyed playing Core Quest with them. They were really involved, and it was a lot of fun in terms of general, what's it called? Via Magica as well, I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
What else do I? Indigo. I like Indigo a lot. They all enjoy Indigo.
Oh, Indigo.
For me, the games that I enjoy playing with my kids the most are the ones where Baron Park, yep, absolutely. Baron Park's a great choice. The ones where I feel I'm making decisions and I'm involved as opposed to just spending quality time, and yet they're also involved and not having to guide them every second of the way. So those are the games. Nathan Davis, World War Zombicide setting, please. What's it called? World War II Zombicide. Oh, World War II. I could see World War II Zombicide doing well. I'm okay with that. Izuki, I recently introduced my girlfriend to board games and looking for a light dungeon crawler. I've been looking at Adventure Tactics. Do you have other recommendations? So Adventure Tactics is going to be a solid one. I think Adventure Tactics is a great light dungeon crawler. Zombicide 2, but Zombicide, you need to be invested in the theme. Andrew Colas, I wonder if you let games leave your collection. Do you always sell them? Do you ever donate them to local libraries or FLG to allow other people to check them out and try? So I've actually talked about this before. I'll talk about it again. I absolutely do not donate them to libraries or FLGS or anything like that. Absolutely, probably a strong word. I don't. I think no. Actually, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with thrift shops. Thrift shops is something I don't like doing. So when games leave my collection, I mostly sell or trade them. The reason is because I'm cycling, what's it called? I believe in charity, very much so. We give charity on a regular basis. But I don't believe, to me, the most efficient way to do it is to give charity as money and then to sell board games to get money. Because when you give a board game to a library, FLGS, do people give games to FLGSs? I didn't know that was a thing. Giving games to thrift shops, I understand, but that is the worst use of a board game. Very often you'll have people who don't even understand what they're getting, and the people who do understand what they're getting are often people who are just like, oh, I got a deal on this game. Like I just found a $40 game for $2. It's awesome. So I think it's a horrible use of the game. You can do it. I just don't think, again, sell the game and donate that $40 to charity. It's much better. But as far as libraries are an interesting idea. If they have a board game program, I'm more on board with that as an idea. But again, for myself, I mostly use it to fund the hobby, and then I treat my charity separate. Ian Hall, I'm pumped to finally play some new games. Innocent Native Lair. Oh, we need to play Native Lair expansion. We have Pingo Lair.
Oh, yay.
Pingo Production. Have you gotten Titans to the table yet? No, sadly. There's like, I want to get Titans, Lords of Hellas, Six Siege from Mythic Games, and then one more, and Assassin's Creed. Those are the 4 ones I'm really trying to get to the table right now. So we'll see how that goes. Michael Lopez, I've ordered Madara. I've been noticing Chronicles of Renegar on your shelf, though. Would you be able to compare the two? I have to play Madara to compare them. Right now, I can just tell you that Chronicles of Renegar is excellent. Edwin Perez, Alex, have you heard of Apex, the board game? I have heard of Apex. I think I played it with you. I played the original Apex game. It was a dinosaur. It was a dinosaur hunting deck building game. I think I played it with you. I don't think we finished it.
I think we did play
it. We played the original Apex back in the day, I know I for sure played it. I'm not sure if I played it solo or with you.
I think we played it.
But
familiar.
Yeah, it was one that we didn't love it. A lot of people like it. We didn't, so I didn't look into the new Apex either. I was intrigued by it because I'm always addicted, but I didn't get it. Are there games you absolutely hate, dislike? I love your reviews and previews, but I don't remember many times you said I do not buy this game. I try to avoid that. So that's a general philosophical approach. People who say things like, this game is the worst, you should not get it. People like that. People appreciate the look at Alex trashing that game. He's an honest reviewer. I don't do that. I will tell you why I did not like a game, and I will tell you that I do not want to play a game again. But I will try to be as even-handed and non-emotional about that because I'm fine hurting someone else in terms of like there's a designer, there's a publisher trying to sell a game. I'm fine hurting them while giving you my opinion so you can be a more informed buyer. Informed meaning you're taking into account the various data points of people who like it and don't like it. I'm not going to be emotionally satisfied about it, but like this game is utter trash. It should never have been created. It's garbage. I can't believe it. For 2 reasons. First of all, it's biased by my own opinion. It might be a good game. I'm not like just because I don't like it. I'm not going to be emotionally trashing a game. I'm not into that. I will be obsessed with a game based on my own opinion, but I'm not gonna hurt others while being emotional about it. I will try to be as clinical and dry and logical about it, not emotional. So that's gonna be that. Edmund Perez, Izaki, look into Tiny Epic Dungeon. Oh, that's fair. That's a good choice as well for a dungeon crawler for your girlfriend. A light accessible ones. And Sandeep, invade, explore, and expand the marine life under territories to get weed. Underwater cities. Is there weed there? I guess. I mean, it makes sense. I'll give you that one. Loopy, my niece just had a bar mitzvah. Mazel tov. Thomas, recently said you don't get 20 plus games. Whoa. Scroll. We're actually pretty close up.
Okay.
Thomas, recently said you don't get 20 plus games in even of your favorite games. I feel like I'm missing out if I don't get at least 20 plays in. Do you not play the same game so regularly because it requires people learning together to form meta or because you'd rather play something else? I like going wide on games. I like experiencing a lot of different games. So for me, I like playing more games. I will play some. There are games I have played 20 plus times, but even some of my favorite, I haven't. Like Terraforming Mars, I probably play that game maybe 15 times. I can't imagine I got 20 plays in it. And I love it. But I play a lot of games, so it's a balance. You have to kind of choose whether you go deep or wide, and I try to go wide while going as deep as possible, but it's a sacrifice. Relevance. I saw you at Dark Rituals in your stack games. I have not played Relevance. I've definitely played Relevance. I've not played Dark Rituals, sadly. Okay. I need to play it. I need to get a table. Salem Memo, Rina, this is for you. As a fellow teacher, do you try and use board games in teaching?
I do. This year, unfortunately, I was not able to use board games because the COVID restrictions did not allow me to just have the pieces out, but I teach little kids, so I use Spot It. I use a really fun word game called Connexy that the kids really, really enjoy.
That's a good one.
It's a really good one. It's really fun. It's like a mix between Jenga and
any word game.
So that one they really like. I do bring them in. I have them as like early finishers. Sometimes I'll have different times where they're able to circle around and use different games. But yeah, I do try because it's more engaging and more fun. So yeah, I do use games.
Loopy, do you agree with Quack that games should be more expensive? So, fun fact, Quacklope on his channel has a debate with Jesse and Jan. Should games be more expensive? I disagree with Quack on this, but for entirely different reasons than Jan took. But that said, it would have to be its own debate because it's a long conversation and he'd counter back and forth. But I disagree with him. I thought he took a very interesting line of attack on that. It was a very fun video. You should watch the debate. Hey, ever played Freedom? I have not played Freedom. Sadly, I'm not pulled in by that one, and I've heard it's hard to learn and get to the table. Paul Cheesy, Fjordor is hitting Kickstarter today. Will you be backing it? I will be looking at it. I have not decided to back it yet. Taylor, I missed, so sorry if this was asked already. Have any of the stretch goals addressed your Monster Hunter concerns in Witcher Old World? Absolutely. Most of these stretch goals in Monster Hunter in the Witcher Old World have addressed my concerns. I still play it, but most of the complaints are solved or addressed or improved upon by stretch goals. Aiden, what do you think the Witcher Old World is worth? Did you guys enjoy it? Worth is an interesting question. I'd have to wait to see the final stretch goals to answer that question. I can tell you that the Kickstarter campaign, I'd be surprised if it does not cross 5.5 million. I think it's going to do a good job there, but we'll see. Yogi Bear, I'm not even sure that Jesse agreed with himself in that one. That's fair. Jacob Porter, I agree about Ice. Love the gameplay. Scoring just needs to be streamlined and some rules cleanup. Yep, prototype, so I'm optimistic. And again, even if it were the final copy of the game, I'd still be backing it. This is something I really do enjoy your channel and how you justify your rationale regarding games. Would you ever play with the BG staff like Game Night or Rodney Smith or Dice Tower? Absolutely, when I have the opportunity. I want to collaborate and work with everyone in the industry. I mean, these are people who I've looked up to for years, so I'd love the opportunity to play with Rodney, to play with the BGG staff, all that stuff. Shannon's Ghost. Is there a game that you want that still eludes you? And second part, have you started reading through the rulebook of a game, said enough is enough, and didn't follow through while playing the game? Yes, on the second part. I can't remember the names of them. It's very infrequent, but it has happened. But yes, there are times where I read rules and they say not worth it and move on. Is there a game that I want that still eludes you? I don't know. We usually we usually are pretty good about getting our hands on games that we want. And the ones that are expensive or overpriced or that I have to second guess, I usually just play other games instead. I don't even think about them that much. If I really want a game, I try to get it. Cody, love you guys. Unfortunately, I didn't get to spend my BGC points and they went away. Did the program close? Or are they just done at the end of the year? Cody, reach out to info@boardgameco.com. The program didn't close at all. I believe the points automatically expire at the end of 6 months, but generally we'll refresh or renew them for people. It's more of a system limitation, so we're usually happy to make exceptions. Carson, are there any games or prototypes you have played that you think will reach the high level of success like Wingspan of last year? I mean, Wingspan, you're asking for games to be the top 15 games. I think Endless Winter will do well. I think The Witcher will do well. I think Mosaic will do really well. I think Mosaic has the potential to be a top 15 game. I could be wrong, but I have to see. But there are definitely ones that will be top 100 is a different level than top 20 or whatever Wingspan is. Todd Coleman, what are your thoughts on Excavation Earth? I want to play it. I'm intrigued. Jacob Porter, you think of trading In the Hall of Mountain King for it? I mean, if you don't like In the Hall of the Mountain King, then you do you. I like In the Hall of the Mountain King, though. Jacob Porter, in fairness, you asked me what my favorite anything is, and I'll probably always give a different answer. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. Like my favorite, I don't know. It changes, but even my favorite board games change.
My favorite books, my favorite board games, all change.
Sailor Momo, I late pledged Creature Comforts Deluxe. Thanks to you. Enjoy it. Cinnamon, good morning. Good morning. Edwin, hey, Alex, I backed Darkest Dungeon and went all in the Sun Drop. Do you think I can get my money back by reselling it? Yes, absolutely. I think you could. It will do well. Mythic games generally do well. Desmond, is there a game an Orthodox Jew should not play? Ooh, dude. Okay, so Desmond, is there a game an Orthodox Jew should not play? So there's multiple ways of answering that. So Orthodox Judaism is going to have certain laws, restrictions around different things. To that end, there will absolutely be games that violate those laws and restrictions. Kingdom Death Monster would be a good example of this. Kingdom Death Monster is going to have inappropriately dressed women, or not dressed. Well, it's going to have just inappropriate. Any game that has a degree of lack of clothing is going to fall under certain restrictions around Orthodox Judaism that you should not play following that. I will say I'm not always the best about following all of those restrictions. So, for example, a common example I give is I watch Game of Thrones. It has inappropriate scenes in them. I should not watch it according to the strict rules of Orthodox Judaism, and I genuinely should not watch it. I am breaking various commandments by doing so. It falls in the category of the fine line of understanding what a religion requires and what areas you still have to improve in that religion, assuming you subscribe to those beliefs, which I do in my case. So yeah, that's gonna be, I guess, the shortest answer. In theory, you could argue gods. I'm sure there would be Orthodox Jews that have a problem with any gods in games like Cyclades, Kemet, or any of these games that have gods in them. So yeah, interesting question. Michael Joyce, Pirate Zombicide is what we need. You need to go?
Soon.
Okay, cool. You can just say that. It's like, these are very casual. I don't mind. She's like hovering her mouse over the time to like drag the point of the time. We're almost done. We're done with the questions here.
That's fine.
Pirates vs. Ninja Zombicide. Ooh, Ninja Zombicide. I want Ninja Zombicide too.
If they came out with the Ninja Zombicide, I would play it with you.
Okay. Derek, how many hours do you spend on gaming each week? Ooh, depends. Probably in the range of 10 to 15. That's just a guess. I play around 15 to 20 games a week. So I'm guessing 10 to 15 hours. Quality content. I'm considering Ice, but I'm afraid the talks won't last. I mean, there's a prototype, but I think
they were pretty
I think
yeah,
they'd
they were
be
pretty
totally
good.
fine.
Yeah.
Viking Fabian, have you any board game design ideas of your own? I have 3 written rules for games. Eventually, I'll playtest them, but like eventually, it's just not something that's a priority in my life right now. I'd rather play someone else's game that they spend time making good than spending time making my own game good. Servers, by the way, another expensive dice rolling dungeon crawl is One Deck Dungeon. True, never play that one. Button pops, games like Terraforming Mars, do you play with all the expansions or pick and mix? I hate games that make you pick and mix expansions. Generally, I incorporate them one at a time, but if I can't use them all the time, I'll usually just get rid of them. Not always, but usually. Thomas Sayings, I think we have a surplus of reviews and a lack of critiques. Do you think this hobby is an audience for critiques? I think it does. It's a very complicated subject. It almost requires its own video. So yeah, I think critiques, like for instance, like I just said a minute ago, I will not bash games. I will not sit there and say this is the worst game ever. I will tell you why I didn't like it, but I'll do so dryly. I think that there is room for more critiques. I want them to be done reasonably. I don't want people to just hurt others with trashing whatever. I think it's a worthy conversation for a full video. Go to Flo. Does Rina play board games with her students?
Yes and no. I do not play like the typical, like an actual board game with them because they are happy to play with it. Usually when they have board game time that they're allowed to play in the classroom, it's so that I can pull other students so I can work one-on-one with them. Yep. But like just like simple games when we're doing writing games, yes, they do play against me. Yes, I do not let them just win all the time unless I'm trying to get a specific
reasonable
goal out of it. But like there are times where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna beat them, and then they win, and I'm quite surprised when that happens. It's fun.
TT for Life, have you played Dinogenix or Dinosaur Island? We have played Dinosaur Island. We have not played Dinogenix. Edwin Perez, sorry for asking me questions. No problem at all. I see all your videos and try to comment. I finally can sort of talk to you. That's why I do the live Q&As from time to time. I aim for every 3 weeks. It doesn't happen, but I do them because there's a different level of comment interaction than live interaction. I like live interaction. Pingo Production, you should do a play with the fans charity. Give some viewers a chance to play with you. I want to see how good you really are at games. Okay, I'm down for the concept. Taylor Cobel, have you had an opportunity to try God Tier? No, sadly not. Danny Hughes coming to Gen Con. Not Gen Con, it's on Yom Kippur, unfortunately, so I will not be going to that. I hope to go to conventions at some point. Down to these last questions.
Awesome.
Aiden C, is there an adult board game you recommend? Something that's 18 plus? Nope, I mean, nothing. If you enjoy it, go, you do you. I don't care for adult humor in general. I find that humor that relies on adult humor, it's often like a weakness. It's not necessarily as funny. It's just relying on, Cards Against Humanity. I combine this card with that. It's, again, if you like it, that's great. I don't like it. Sailor Momo, very excited for My Father's Work. Hope it's a solid game. I haven't played that one, and I didn't get it because of the app, but we'll see. John, what was this? John Ryan, have you gotten the new ISIS Vanguard prototype? Not yet. Desmond, thank you. Love the videos. Appreciate it. By the way, I'm rapid fire going through this close to the end. Aiden, do friends treat you differently since YouTube? I've always been curious if friendships dynamics change. No. Nope. Understand. I'm board game famous. Most of my friends are not board gamers in the sphere. They play games with me, but they're not in the sphere. So I'm not famous to them. I'm like just whatever. Okay. Then Ta Coleman, can we get a view of your gaming room? I will spin the camera at the end of this video. David Moss, would you consider re-reviewing games you review the prototype for? Ice Vanguard, which are examples? Yes. A final game, 100%. But it's going to be case by case. Jan DeVeso, what's your favorite mechanism in co-op games? I don't know specifically. I mean, I don't know if favorite mechanism that's specifically co-op related. Have you played Bloodborne the board game? Yes, I have. Did not like it. I played it online one game. I covered it in the video where I got in the games leaving the collection video where I talked about it leaving the collection. Okay, Michael, have you been to, do you plan to desire Noah's Ark Replica Museum? No. Okay, Silva, have you considered Twitch stream on a regular schedule, even if only a single day of the week? I would love to do these things. It's a balance thing. Lord of the Board, that's so much more experience too. I don't know what we're referring to. First of all, Lord of the Board, hi. Make sure to subscribe to Lord of the Board. His channel will Google Lord of the Board. He does high quality, basically strategy guides for various games like Root, Villainous, stuff like that. Farmer, thanks for this. It's very interesting. Have a good weekend. Tim Riley, really enjoying the content. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you, everyone. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and
take the camera.
I'll spin the camera as much as possible. So I'm just this is weird.
I'll move.
Yeah.
I'll move. There you
it's
go.
like, well, that's like my computer screen.
That's your computer.
Yeah. Just ignore the mess of this. That's gonna be the couch over there. You can see the camera that's pointing at the review system. You can see the games
and the boxes.
More game shelves over there. Like just all those Calyx cubes. Again, it's a bit of a mess when done from different angles. But that would basically be a sort of spin of the room, not high quality. Past that, everyone, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. As usual, I mean, hour and a half. Geez, way too long. But it's been a long time since the last one. Until next time, everyone, have a good one.
Oh.